Hello, and welcome to Rollup Helper Troubleshooting Tips. In this video, we are going to learn how to check the Rollup Helper Job Queue and run a Rollup Helper query in the Developer Console. I will also cover how to enable Validation Rule Helper. Part 1. How to check the Rollup Helper Job Queue. As Rollup Helper creates asynchronous jobs, they're submitted into a queue while they're waited to be processed. I'll go ahead and launch some batch jobs so we can view them in the job queue. If too many jobs are created at one time, the job queue can become overloaded and will not be able to process all records in the queue. This can be caused by having rollups scheduled to run more frequently than it takes for them to process, or by having too many rollups set to run asynchronously. To view the job queue, we will first open up the Developer Console. We will then type the following query in the query editor. Select ID from rh2 __ ps _q __ c, and then click execute. After the query successfully runs, we'll see I have one job left in my job queue. If the number of jobs in your job queue exceeds 10,000, this is a sign of a queue buildup. If you are an Enterprise Edition customer, you should contact support so that we can investigate the cause of the buildup and clear your queue. I'll close this tab and rerun the query now, and we'll see that my queue is empty. Part 2. How to run a Rollup Helper query in the Developer Console. We will start off on the All Rollups page and edit the rollup that we would like to test. On the Edit page, we'll scroll down and find the query preview and copy it. We will then open up the Developer Console. We'll go to the Query Editor on the bottom middle tab and paste in our query. Make sure that there's no space before select and press execute. The total rows count is the number of child records that will be included in your rollup calculation. If the total rows count seem wrong or both fields are not populated in the results, this is a sign your rollup has been set up incorrectly. We can take this query one step further by finding the number of records that are attached to this specific account ID right here. Following the where clause, we'll type account ID equals, then surround the ID in single quotes, and type and to connect it with the rest of the query. Press execute, and we'll see that there is one child record attached to this account. We can also use the Developer Console to find fields that Rollup Helpers failed to update. We'll take the target field here and copy it. Go to the Developer Console, type in select ID from account, our parent object, where, paste in the field, equals null, and press execute. We can see there's one record that Rollup Helper has failed to update. We can navigate directly to this record by triple-clicking, copying the ID, and then pasting it after the primary domain in our URL. Press enter, and here we are. We can test to see if Rollup Helper was blocked from saving to the record by clicking Edit and then Save. It looks like Rollup Helper was blocked by a validation error. Rollup Helper has a feature where it can ignore validation rules and update the record anyway. Watch the next part of this video to learn how. Part 3. How to enable Validation Rule Helper. First, navigate to the Setup page, scroll down, click Develop, Custom Settings, find Rollup Helper Settings and click Manage, edit the page, and then check the box next to Enable Validation Rule Helper and click Save. Now we must navigate to the validation rule that was blocking my rollup from saving. Mine was on an account. Here's the validation rule here. Let's edit it. We will then scroll down to the error condition formula and at the end put in the following code snippet. Click Check Syntax to ensure that this was done correctly. Yep, no errors found. We can save. Back on my parent record that wasn't rolling up, we'll go ahead and fire a real-time trigger to see if the rollup will run now. I'll add a new contact, name him Boss2. He is also a CEO. And press save. Go back to the account page, we will see that my rollup field contact count has now updated correctly regardless of the failing validation rule. Thanks for watching Rollup Helper Troubleshooting Tips. I hope you now have a better idea of how to use the Developer Console with Rollup Helper. If you're struggling with a Rollup Helper error, consider upgrading to the Enterprise Edition to receive Rollup Helper support. You can learn more by contacting one of our customer success managers by emailing sales@passagetech.com. Thanks again, and have a productive day.